What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the debut album from the band No One Knows What the Dead Think, entitled No One Knows What the Dead Think. This is released on Willowtip Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of New Jersey, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very brash, technical, science fiction themed style of grindcore. Yeah. When I first heard about this band coming together and being announced, I was extremely excited because this is the latest project to feature members from probably one of the most important grindcore bands of all time, that band being Discordance Axis. Most notably original vocalist John Chang and guitarist Rob Martin. Yeah. I don't really need to explain too much about Discordance Axis if you are already aware of them. They are probably one of the greatest grindcore bands to have ever existed. Albums like Joho and The Inalienable Dreamless. And then when that band dissolved, we got the next generation of music from John Chang and so many different other amazing people in music with Gridlink. Of course, Gridlink put out a trilogy of amazing albums like Amber Gray and Orphan, and the most recent Gridlink album to date with Long Henna. Fantastic trilogy of music, and I'm very appreciative of what Gridlink brought with their music, their lyrics, and their just amazing, amazing stuff. But I feel like we're entering the next generation here with this newly announced project called No One Knows What the Dead Think. I was very excited and curious to see how things were going to work out and how things were going to be brought with this album, and now here we are with the debut studio full-length from No One Knows What the Dead Think. Self-titled album. It's 10 tracks, and it clocks in at around 19 minutes in length, and pretty much this is another continuation of the sound and quality you would know best from some of John Chang's previous projects like Discordance Axis or Gridlink. But what I really love about this album is the fact that it likes that things are spiced up and mixed up just a little bit differently. Don't expect every single track on this album to be straight up fast. I can almost sense a little bit of a death metal edge and vibe in certain tracks and moments of this album. But when the grindcore parts come on, they come on very, very fast, and it is just outstanding to listen to. I think this is a fantastic debut album, and I'm very, very excited to see the future of what comes next from No One Knows What the Dead Think. I think this is a very, very strong and promising start. Musically, it's in the same vein as Discordance Axis and Gridlink. Very brash, very technical, very in-your-face. Rob Martin does some incredible guitar work and riffs throughout this entire record. On the opening track, Yorha, to songs like Dagger Before Me, Cinder, and even a callback to early Discordance Axis with the closing track Dominion. I think that is just some very, very dedicated guitar work to be heard on this record. He plays both the guitar and bass on this record, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he does a very fine job balancing and blending the two forms of guitar work that you hear throughout this entire album in the fast pace that you're able to get it through. The bass and guitar work both flow and work out extremely well here. The drumming on this album is just non-stop insanity here. I think the drummer's name is Kayosuke Nakano, and he plays the drums on this album very, very expertly well, expertly crafted here. A lot of blast beats, a lot of fills, a lot of great tempo and shift changes. I think it's really awesome. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm picking up a little bit of that death metal-esque sort of quality in the drum performances when it comes to the more mid-paced to slower moments of this album. I think it's a really strong drum performance, and I definitely appreciate when it differentiates from being straight up fast balls to the wall grindcore to more mid-paced death grind-esque sort of qualities going on here, and I really appreciate what this drummer does here with this album. And when it comes to the vocals, it's the typical John Chang sort of vocal styles going on here. Very high pitch, throaty, scream type of vocals. Of course, this guy, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he still manages to sound the same way that he has sung for I don't know how many years now. It's just amazing to hear him do the vocal style that he does and just be as shrill and as crazy and as over the top as he always is. Of course, you get the occasional growl every now and then, but what really steals the show about this album is his high screams and his growl vocals. It's just really awesome. Really awesome vocals, really awesome wordplay. Guy's a lyrical genius, as to be expected, and yeah. Overall, if you're a fan of Discordance Axis, if you're a fan of Gridlink, I think you're going to really enjoy No One Knows What the Dead Think. I think this is a very, very well established and well executed piece of technical grindcore mastery. I really hope there's more of this where this came from, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the future of how this project works out. So, if I had to think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Yorha, Dagger Before Me, Rakuvo, Stars Hide Your Fires, Sakaya, and Red Echoes is a pretty good lead up to the Dominion track, the very last track on here. And yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the band's Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it, buy it digitally, and it's available physically as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. There are also merchandise options available if you want to get a t-shirt or a long sleeve. And I think for the digital version, you also get a karaoke version of this album. You don't get any vocals or anything. You just get the instrumental stuff, which I think is another nice touch that this band always does. I know Gridlink did that with some of their records, and I think it's pretty cool they're keeping up that tradition here with this new band. So, again, the album is No One Knows What the Dead Think by No One Knows What the Dead Think. This is released on Willowtip Records. Definitely check this one out. And for a score, I'm feeling a very solid 9 out of 10 for this one. Very over-the-top technical grindcore, done in the same classic sort of form and way as Discordance Axis and Gridlink. This is the next generation going on here, and I really hope that it keeps on going. So, if you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it. Are any of you guys into No One Knows What the Dead Think? Definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until next time, Army Ho out.